Hello everyone, it's Richard Lewis here, and this will probably be the most important video I make and the most important video in the entirety of my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about a lie that has been spread about me, and I'm going to keep it brief. If you're watching this video, you've probably spread the lie yourself or believe it to be true. And this is the lie that I drove a Redditor to suicide by mocking him after he had posted in a suicide support subreddit. Now, this lie has been spread by Reddit moderators on the League of Legends subreddit. I can't link you to these chat logs, to this conversation, because it counts as personal information. That's how Reddit protected these individuals that spread this lie about me. I can't link you to how they spread this lie on Twitter, because that again would be linking personal information. It's not personal. They use the same usernames, but whatever. Anyway, this is the comment where I supposedly told a suicidal user to kill himself, or mocked a suicidal user into killing himself, depending on which version of the lie you've been told. This is the comment from someone who posted this. I laughed. You will notice I don't tell anybody to kill themselves, and you will see that the post isn't in a suicide support subreddit, it's in Off My Chest. Okay, and then the guy replied with, "Thanks, man. Knowing people like you exist makes convincing myself to commit suicide much easier. Good luck with everything, and have a good life." So a lot of people said, oh, but you know, it doesn't matter what subreddit he posted in. This user had posted saying that they wanted to kill themselves, and you said you laughed at it. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Now, if you go to the post now, right, you will see that this user's post has been deleted. It was deleted by the moderators. It was deleted by the moderators because they felt he was trolling. This, you can see here, was the reason why it was downvoted and why people in the thread thought it was trolling, because it was quite self-pitying and it didn't seem realistic. If you look at the archive though, because I backed this up immediately, knowing the lie that would be spread about me, you can see what it says here. It says, I ruined the lives of my parents because I could have done this and that to get the grade I promised them. He's talking about academic performance. I did do most of them, but before the final, I was stressed and studied all night. Next day in the exam room, I pretty much couldn't remember everything. I knew its and bits of everything we covered that I had studied about for more than 2 weeks, but nothing was certain as I wrote them down. I hate what I did. I hate what it did to my parents and myself. I hate how it ruined my parents' life. All of their friends' kids are doctors, engineers, lawyers, and pharmacists. If none of those, they are very much on track for them. I don't know how my parents will show their face with a kid like me. Now, this is the important part of the thing. I hadn't even bothered reading this far. It says, I've always told myself if things got too bad, I would just kill myself. Now I can't bring myself to. I pussy out every time. I tell myself I am not scared to die, but I am. So first things first, I didn't even read that last line. But in that line, he isn't saying he's going to kill himself. He's saying the opposite. He's saying he can't kill himself. Now, is it healthy that he's having suicidal ideations or feels that way? Obviously it isn't. But throughout the whole exchange between me and him, which is very brief, all I said was that he couldn't tell me to grow up because he himself was a child, and that was based on that post. No suicide was mentioned, and indeed, again, to stress in this post, he said, I can't kill myself, I won't kill myself. Now, as soon as suicide was brought to the table and he replied to me and said, I'm going to kill myself, it makes it easier to think about killing myself, I actually, hang on, I'll find the reply. I actually offered the individual support because I've lost my friend to suicide. This is why this lie is particularly upsetting. I lost my best friend to suicide. It hasn't even been 3 years. Anyway, and you can see here, this was my reply to that person. You can see I definitely don't want you to kill yourself, and I've done a bunch of stuff to raise awareness about depression in esports. However, if you're going to attack me and tell me I'm lacking an adult perspective, I'm not going to pull any punches. I didn't see the mention of kill yourself in the post. I reread it. I was going off the title. You mentioned your parents. I presume you're still living with them, hence why you telling me you grew up was ironic. I am genuinely sorry anyone feels like that. Incidentally, despite the shit you've talked to me, if you want to reach out, feel free to DM me. I don't understand how I could have handled this situation any differently. I didn't type anything offensive, abusive, malicious. I didn't mock him for suicidal ideation. There was nothing to suggest he wanted to commit suicide. But this was the lie that was spread about me. Now, interestingly enough, when people tried to confront the moderators about this lie, they just came up with more lies. And you can see here, you know, look, there's a lot of misconceptions about what Richard did and did not say to the person who had contemplated suicide. Here's the actual screen caps. And they admit that I didn't say that by virtue of it. And you can see Adagio Summoner, a well-known moderator in that subreddit, said when a user asked why didn't you correct this lie, they said because people weren't listening to what we did say, and we've told people all of these things before. She's lying. Nobody tried to defend this. Nobody tried to correct this. They went on social media and continued to spread this. Now, where does it enter into the user supposedly killing himself? So I'm just going to show you the evidence for that as well, because it's very flimsy. And fairly ridiculous. A lot of people said I dug into this user's post history to find this. I didn't. All I had to do was click on his username, because as you'll see here, it was a throwaway account. Look, it was the very first post. And you can see there, grow up, mate. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I had to do. I didn't have to dig into anything. So after this, he said, I'm going to commit suicide, or sorry, knowing people like you exist makes convincing myself to commit suicide much easier. Same person who had said just a few days ago he couldn't do it. I apparently am the catalyst. Then, just a few days later, somebody logged in to the account, somebody posing as the user's brother. This was after I'd been banned, and this was at the height of me getting abuse. I had received death threats, my girlfriend received death threats, my personal information was leaked because I'd apparently told somebody to kill themselves, and they did it, none of which was true. And this was happily spread by the mods. They reveled in this. They thought this was hilarious. And it says here, hello, Sarah. I don't know the events that led to this or what happened prior to this incident or even how my brother was involved. I wanted to say thank you for trying to help him. Unfortunately, he passed away this Thursday. Thank you for being there for him when I was not. Dan. And you can see here, thanks for your words. I'm uncertain what transpired here. I would like to know what took place. Thanks for the time. Thanks. And what we're supposed to believe here is that just 2 days after somebody commits suicide, their brother somehow logs into their throwaway Reddit account on Reddit and starts asking moderators about their last internet argument as to why they killed themselves. This is absurd. This is so far-fetched, it beggars belief. None of which is relevant anyway, because as you can see, I didn't tell him to kill himself. None of this is true. This is all a lie. Now, the reason I'm making this video is these lies continually are repeated. I've asked Reddit staff to correct this. They refuse. I'm currently involved in exploring my legal options with Reddit because this is a lie that has impacted on my career, that has impacted on my reputation. I've asked moderators to correct it. They refuse to engage. They won't do anything. I can't correct it myself because I am completely deplatformed. I'm not allowed to have a Reddit account. It has never been explained to me why. I can only presume it's something to do with this lie. Reddit staff refuse to reply to me, refuse to respond. Even their legal department will not respond. So at this point, this is the only option available to me. So what I'm asking of you is, if you guys see this lie, I want you to post a link to this video. Now in the League of Legends subreddit, my YouTube is automatically banned. They've got a script which prevents my YouTube from being even embedded in comments. So I don't mind if you download this video, host it on your YouTube, and post it. But wherever anyone says that I goaded a user into suicide, I want you, my supporters, my users, to stop posting this video and showing people the facts. It never happened. I shouldn't have to deal with that being something that is taken as true about me and spread among hundreds of thousands of people, and I have to deal with the consequences of a fabrication that moderators allowed and encouraged and spread themselves. So if you see anybody saying this, take this video. I don't care what you do with it. It's not about money. Just reply with this. Spam this everywhere you see this sliced bread, because I can't really think of any options open to me now to correct this bullshit about me. Didn't tell anyone to commit suicide. You won't find anybody that I've done that to. I'm very aware of the suicidal the impact of suicide and everything else, and hopefully if we can blanket spam this across everybody who spreads this bullshit, we might be able to stamp it out once and for all. Anyway, thanks very much for taking the time to listen and the time to spread this message, and again, thanks.